I absolutely believe there is a direct connection between gut health and mood because of my own cleanup of the gut and how much more I started enjoying my life. I was sick physically, I was sick emotionally, I was unhappy in my life, and I knew that things didn't have to be that way. With Ayurvedic principles, they believe everything, including mental health, starts in the gut.
What research is showing is clearly that when people have healthier diets, mood can be better. They've actually done some intervention studies where they get people to eat healthy diets, like a Mediterranean diet, and they can show improvements in mood in depressed populations. The evidence is really, really strong that one's dietary quality can influence mood.
Ayurveda believes that all disease and mental illness, including depression, starts in the gut. And how that happens is through improper digestion of food, emotions, trauma, things that aren't worked through. More than anything, it's probably food. God, what a nice visitor. Is that a monarch? Hello, I'm so happy you're here. Wow, that's early. The handling of the food is important, in my opinion. The cooking of the food, cooking with love, cooking with good intentions, asking the food to nourish you, thanking it for growing for your best life. Things like this sound a little hokey, but it actually, even if you just say thank you, it helps the food to nourish you better. And that always makes me feel better. Like, oh, I'm so happy you're here, you know? Ayurveda is considered a science that has been around for thousands of years. I've heard 3,000, 5,000, but thousands. It's one of the oldest, or the oldest, considered the oldest healthcare system in the world. And nowadays, Westerners are starting to kind of do some of the things Ayurveda has taught forever, although they don't necessarily get it from Ayurveda. They're getting it from their own experience and watching what's happening to people and why.
We're just starting to understand how important the gut-brain relationship is. And in terms of diets, I think that is beginning to enter much more of the common dietary conversation. When the gut can go bad or when you can have difficulties, happens when the gut gets leaky. So there's a thin layer of mucosal cells that line the gut. And when people are stressed, we found in our studies, when people eat a lot of saturated fat, when people get older, that barrier can become leakier. When that happens, bacteria or bacterial products can go into the bloodstream.
I think with bacteria in the blood, it has to make our immune system less functioning. And I think it has to just add to potential disease, which has to make us feel bad or not as good as we should feel. I think we should wake up most days and feel joyful and happy to be alive. Toll House cookies and donuts and pie, and who doesn't love that stuff? We are addicted as a society to this food, and we love it. But it's wreaking havoc on our health, on our mental stability, on our babies, on our best lives. And I think somehow we have to get to a point of saying, you know what, I don't want to live like this anymore. And who knows when we get to that point? We get to it when we get to it. There's different paths for every person, but when we get done feeling sick and tired and crappy, we might get willing to do a few little things. And that's where we start. And stop beating ourselves up for what we can't do, because that's not going to do anything but cause harm.